Yeah.
Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I am joined once again by one of Wise Take's finest DFS analysts, Mr. CashinDFS. You can find him. You can find this man on Twitter at CashinDFS. Cash, how was your weekend, bro?
It was alright. Watching golf was fun. Some of my golfers sucked, but cashed most everything. And then NASCAR was going pretty good. The final few laps. Jimmy Johnson wants to be a dick.
Yeah.
And just go right up into Buescher and blow Buescher and Kyle Busch's tire when they're both right there in the top five. And then my money went down.
Oof, man. Yeah, I know SB SB was up there at one point, and he was showing me one tournament. He was up to 75th, and there was still an hour of the race, or 20 miles left or some shit. So he might have actually done all right. I got to get back on the golf, man. I do. I got to get back playing golf. I was playing in the beginning, and then I got distracted because there was just so much baseball stuff going on. But you guys, man, every time I get that PGA chat in the Slack, it's always bumping, man. I'm like, I want to get down on this. I always feel left out. I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't know what they're talking about.
Last week was fantastic.
Yeah.
This week, oh my God. This week was not.
No.
It would have. Oh. CT Pan.
Yeah.
This guy, I was probably going to be all in CT Pan. This asshole had his wife be in his caddy, and I was just scared. I was like, no, I'm not playing this guy. This guy almost came out and won. Yeah, oh man, that was the worst. I just thought of that. Okay, now I'm depressed.
Oh man, I keep doing that to you,
I was gonna have so much
bro.
CT Pan.
I keep doing that to you. I keep bringing up shit.
I totally forgot. I was like, I'm done, man. I cashed almost every team I made, but all min cashes, and then went high.
Right.
But then CT Pan, I would have had so much CT Pan. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
I guess his wife is a pretty good caddy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, some inspiration. I mean, she could do things that the caddies ain't willing to do in between. You'll see certain portions. You never know what might be going on.
She's gonna take him behind the grandstands.
That's what I'm saying, man. On the snake, she could just be standing there watching the ball with her hand just doing the thing underneath. You wouldn't even know. Everybody's just watching the ball fly, and it's a quick time to get in a quick handy. Ba bang. You know what I mean? She's probably experienced.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
But in all seriousness, I do feel left out every time. I'm like, I need to be down on this. I need to be in on this. And now that the Slack chat's
Well, it's
here,
almost over.
I know. I'm too late. Son of a bitch. Anyway, baseball was not very good for me. I was on all the right bats. The bats were not a problem. But I told you what I did. Yeah, I paid dearly for that, Mr. Jeffrey Ramirez. Thank you very much. Tried to be slick. My man couldn't throw a strike. No Lindor. Like we were saying, though, Lindor's been ice cold. Better off with Lindor. So that didn't go so well. But we did have somebody in the nation take down a tournament. It was a small one, but it was nice to see him have a win. He was hyped up about it, and we love to see that, man. So that's always nice when you get somebody take something down. It's a good feeling. And he dominated, dude. He had a 20-point lead on the field. This guy. In baseball, we went in with
win
close.
is never a bad thing.
Hell no. I don't care how much you win. A win is a win.
I mean, sometimes it's not good for me.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah. Well,
most of the part.
when you have those days where you are on the verge of winning big fucking like life-changing type money, and then you end up winning $1,000, you're just it's hard to appreciate that win. But then the next cold streak you hit, you all you're thinking about is that win. Remember them days? I felt so good. You know what I'm saying? The good old days before shit got real. Anyway, we got ourselves, I think it's a 10-game slate, right? I think so. Yeah, we got a 10-game slate.
Yeah, it is 10. It seems like every Monday is 10.
I like Monday, man. I do. I like Mondays. They're always anywhere from 8 to 10. That's how they've been. And I like that. I think that's you know what actually bailed me out today money wise. I actually bet my Mets, man, plus 170 against the Phillies in Williamsport at the Little League thing, and they put a hurting on Nick Pivetta. It was glorious. It was glorious.
They did?
Yes, they did. They won 8-2. I just thought it was way too much value. I mean, Jason Vargas. I put money behind Jason Vargas. You would think I've learned my lesson by now, but the Phillies. Like, I know it's kind of unrelated, but the Phillies are so bad against lefties. They are just so bad against lefties.
Isn't the park there, like, really small?
It actually wasn't that small. Center field was like 410. Like, I thought it was going to be like, I was thinking it was going to be smaller small. There was only one home run, I think, in the entire game. Carlos Santana. Reese Hoskins just missed when it just went foul. But the Mets just singled him to death. But I like, the Phillies, like, they suck against lefties. They got Ramos, which was a good move. Like, you need help against lefties? Ramos, definitely. Then you get this Drupal Cabrera, who struggled against lefties from a team that struggled against lefties, the Mets. And then you trade for Justin Bour. Just, like, refusing to acknowledge that you can't hit lefties. It's just, you know. And, Jason Vargas beat him today. He was booling, as Cam would say.
Hey man, Jason Vargas can come on and have good games every once in a while.
Oh yeah, when you got a team like the Phillies, the Phillies in that category, man, with the can't hit lefties, they just can't do it. Even Reese, he's got like a 160 ISO against lefties this year. It's not even all that impressive, or at least last time I checked. And Reese is a beast. Don't get me wrong. Reese is a beast.
He is.
So I'm not hating on Reese. But anyway, that was a positive today. I did catch the Mets plus 170 on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Quick plug for DraftKings, and that was nice.
Oh yeah, you get to do that.
I do.
How lucky!
It's nice to get something first. Like all these other states got weed, and like we don't have it, and it's like you just like you know what I mean. Like they got it, and I don't. It's nice to have something that you're like, we got it. All right, I like that living here. How about that? You know what I mean?
Well, I need it.
Yeah, no, I got you for sure. That's coming. That's coming to Wise Take, man. We're gonna have to, DFS. Sports betting it's coming. It's all going to come together, and it's coming to the Wise Take.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go through loops. Yeah. I don't trust no bookie.
Nah, man, you can't trust no bookie. Nah, man, you just gotta.
I gotta jump through hoops to bet a game.
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right. Time to talk this 10-game slate. I've bullshitted enough. My bad, Cash. I keep dragging you off topic. Had a little too much fun before the show. Anyway, 7:05 p.m. Eastern is the start time. We've got Kevin Gausman of the Atlanta Braves visiting Chris Archer of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Total here looks like it's around 8. The Pirates are minus 123 at home, 80 degrees, 63% humidity in Pittsburgh, and both these guys are pretty cheap on DraftKings. They've also both been inconsistent since getting traded. What you got, Cash?
They are both cheap. I don't know. I mean, I do think Gas Can is going to be better in Atlanta because they're just better. They're a better organization. Damn sure better pitching organization. But I don't love the matchup against Pittsburgh. They don't strike out enough. I don't like to pick on Pittsburgh at home. He's cheap, so I mean you could play him, but he's not for me, I don't think. And then Archer, I just doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, if you look at the season, he is up there at a K with his K rate, but I doubt it. And probably not gonna be coming here for no bats. What's the temperature here? 80 degrees? That's not bad. I just don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what I want to do with this game right now. I respect both pitchers, and I respect Atlanta's lineup for sure. Pittsburgh, I respect them at home, and I just don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's not an easy decision. I mean, these are two pitchers that have upside. You know, we haven't seen that. I mean, well, from Gausman, we did see the upside recently. He flashed a little bit. But then he came back the next game and sucked against Miami. And then Chris Archer, has he had a good game since going to the Pirates? I mean,
I don't think so. I think his most he's got is like 13.
Yeah. I think you're right. He's definitely struggled. Actually, he did have a good game against Miami, and like a good game from DFS standard, right? He gave up runs, but he had 13 Ks that day in 6 innings. But he did give up runs there.
Well, that was his first game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think so.
That's not no. His first game is when he was really cheap at 7-2 and he was super chalk.
Oh yeah, that was in Minnesota. Yeah, it was at Minnesota. It was his second start for Pittsburgh. He played Miami. He got 13 Ks, but he gave up 3 earned runs that day though. It's tough. Like the Braves don't really strike out, so kind of limits the upside. Like 7-8 is cheap, but like, is it really that cheap? He is close to 8K. Like. Gausman is genuinely cheap, right? 7-1, that's a genuine cheap price. 7-8 is like the perception of cheap, but it's only 200 away from 8K. And like, not that 8K is too expensive, it's Chris Archer, but when you consider the fact that he's going up against Atlanta, and like he still got to prove to us that like it wasn't like a dome thing, right? Like some pitchers pitch better in a dome, and like Archer lost that. Like he was better at home, significantly better at home. But does he like to just be at home? Or is it that he just loves pitching in that dome?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a pitcher's park, but it's also 70 degrees with air conditioning. So.
Right. So like that's what Archer has to prove to us. So I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, I got to think Archer's going to be somewhat popular, right? Just because he's 7-8, in this ballpark, I would think. I mean, maybe not. People don't like to pick on the Braves, and for good reason, but...
Yeah.
What you would think? I don't know.
I mean, if I had to choose one, I would pick Archer to pitch.
Right. Oh yeah. No, me too. Definitely. I'm in the same boat as you. When I first look at this, I'm very skeptical to go here. Like this is a game we got to dig on. And like a first look, it's like if I had to throw money on somebody real quick, like I'd rather take Archer for sure. Definitely Archer because I think Archer is the better pitcher overall. I think Gausman can be good, but he's obviously still got work to do. He could never really get it together in Baltimore, and he just got to Atlanta. But for right now, Chris Archer is the more consistent, typically, the one that's proven a little bit more over the years. But we got to see because like we know he had home and road splits, and like even if it is he just likes to pitch at home, he's still probably not comfortable there. Like he just got there still. Like he's still adjusting to being a Pittsburgh Pirate. So either way, it's hard to trust him because like it's like almost like every game for him is a road game now. You know what I mean? Because he's been there. He was there for so long, man. That's it, right? It's Tampa.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough call. This is one we're gonna have to dig on tomorrow. This is definitely a tough one because it is a good ballpark, and those are 2 good arms, and they're both cheap for their upside. Let's talk about the next one. Andrew Cashner, your boy, of the Baltimore Orioles, visiting Marco Estrada of the Toronto Blue Jays. Total in this game is 9. Toronto minus 163 at home, 79 degrees, 65% humidity. Maybe they open up the roof, although if they do, there's 12-mile-per-hour winds projected to be blowing to third base. What are you doing with fly ball Estrada and homeboy Cashner?
Well, I kind of like Estrada here. I like him more when he's at home. I like all these Toronto guys more when they're at home. I've heard numerous of them talk about how they like the mound. It's way better than when it's on the road. I don't know what it is with this mound in Toronto. But it's also Baltimore. Last time he played them at home, he almost put up a 30. He has not been pitching fantastically since... Like, he just hasn't been very good. But there's upside here. And I would think that, I mean, me personally, I would rather come down from Archer and save $1,000 and pitch Estrada against a much worse offense that will strike out a ton when they suck. But Baltimore can also go off right now. They've been much better since giving up Machado, and then these guys, this is the time of the year when guys are playing for jobs. Like the Mets are on a tear right now. Like these guys want to play next year. So, I mean, it could go either way, but I do like Estrada much more than I like Baltimore bats. And Cashner, he's a piece of trash. I want to stack against him every time he touches the mound. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't. But I like Justin Smoke. I like Curtis Granderson. I could take Morales, and then I couldn't play Smoke. But I like Toronto some here. I always like to stack against Cashner no matter what.
Cashner is such an asshole. She is just such an asshole, that guy.
He just sucks so much.
I know.
I mean, he does limit it sometimes.
It doesn't make sense. Like, guys like him don't make sense. Like, obviously, we're all familiar with the statistics. WOBAs, ISOs. Like, he's got the worst of the worst in so many categories. But then you're like, where is it?
His expected numbers.
Right. But then it never happens. Like, like it happened to him when he went to Texas.
I mean, it does
in like
sometimes.
100-degree heat. When it happens big.
Yeah.
He gave up 10 runs that day. He gave up 10 earned runs that day. But like everywhere in between, you just think like, oh yeah, Yankee Stadium, the Yankees. Oh yeah, they're gonna beat the shit out of him. And then it's like,
just not enough home runs. Like,
yeah,
he rarely ever gives up more than one home run.
Yeah. Like you see, like
that's what you want.
Yeah, man. It's exactly that's the problem. It's like there's a lot of upside there, but he's just one of those pitchers that can just troll you, man. He just and like he's not like he has games that are really good enough consistent, like James Shields, right? Like you could pitch him in situations and not care. Cashner is a guy you never even want to pitch because even when he has a good game, his score is terrible. It's usually how he did it. There's just no DFS value to this guy. You know what I'm saying? None.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's got a 20 on DK all season. And yeah, like you said, his best games, he's gonna like his last two. He's gonna get a 14 or a 17.
Right.
Where James Shields could go out and get a 25.
Right. Exactly. So it's just no DFS value. With that said, I'm fine with the Blue Jays. Curtis Granderson, smoke. Obviously, I'd like to stick with the lefties against Cashner. I don't think it matters a ton. Teoscar Hernandez, they bumped him down in the order today against the Yankees. I thought that was ridiculous. He's like been your best hitter all year. You're going up against a lefty. I believe they faced, J.A. Happ, and then you bumped him down in the order. I don't know. But I think the Blue Jays are okay. I don't love picking on Cashner, man. I just don't. Unless there's like, special circumstances like he's in Arlington in 100-degree heat. Estrada, though, does interest me quite a bit. 6'8", I really don't think his ownership's going to be high at all because of guys like Chris Archer, Kevin Gausman. You got more name guys. People don't trust him. But then again, it is Baltimore, so maybe people come here because it's Baltimore. But Baltimore has been a little pesky. I mean, Clevenger had a good game today, but that Cedric Mullins dude, he's been doing pretty well. VR all of a sudden. Chris Davis has been doing well. He had a double today. I think he had a home run recently. It's funny. I'm looking right now at the lineups page, and Adam Jones is there, but he has a P next to his name because probable. And so as soon as I looked, I was like, "Oh wow!" Like apparently he's a P.
He's been one this year.
Yeah,
but like Cashner, he just dude has almost the worst swinging strike rate on the slate. He just doesn't miss bats, and man, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I can't wait till he goes away.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I do think Estrada is worth a look, though. I mean, I know it's not a great park, but he's got decent history against Baltimore. Like they still strike out a lot, right? Like they're a little hot, but it always worries you taking a fly ball guy, especially because he's had like 3 games back from injury. He did have one good game against Seattle. He did have one game that was really good against Seattle. So I think he's a maybe for now. It's always scary taking a fly ball pitcher, though.
I mean, the Baltimore's been pretty damn good against righties recently.
Yeah.
They will still strike out, though.
Right. So it's tough, but 6'8" is kind of cheap. We'll have to see. We'll put them on the back burner, see what else we can find. One thing I'll say about the Blue Jays is I truly believe that, obviously, I think you and Paulie were talking about it. The Blue Jays were tired of being the Red Sox and Yankees, floor mats, and they were going to, play for pride and all this. But then, they play well against the Red Sox, and then they go play the Royals. And, they won, but it was, bullshit winning. It was, not DFS fun winning. So I get the feeling that, and then they had a couple games against the Yankees, too. I get the feeling that they're just going to play down to their competition. This is a game that means nothing for either of these teams. You know what I mean? So, I'm a little skeptical of taking, Toronto guy. Because at least the Baltimore guys, it's younger dudes trying to get Cedric Mullins is here trying to prove he belongs up here. You know what I mean? They don't really have...
Smoke, he's not worried.
Damn,
Morales is getting kind of old. But Smoke ain't worried about nothing. No. Smoke, he gonna be playing.
Yeah, man, he's not worried about nothing at this point. I don't know. Next up, Derek Holland, the lefty from the San Francisco Giants, visiting Zach Wheeler of my New York Mets. Total in this game looks like it's about 8. 74 degrees, 74% humidity. The Mets are slight favorites at -118. Wheeler coming off of a disappointing game if you rostered him. If you paid 10-8 for him on DraftKings and he got you a 15 even with a win, probably a little disappointed. What do you think here, Cash?
Well, I hope Wheeler is low owned after that. He was chalk. It was really chalk that day, right? I didn't play him. I don't think that day. Wasn't he really chalk that day?
He was supposed to be, right? Like everybody thought he was going to be, and he was like 12%.
Oh, that was on Friday. It was on a Friday?
I don't remember. I mean, it had to be 5 days. It was on the 15th.
Oh no, yeah,
on the 15th.
Yeah, no, that wasn't Friday.
That was the Dylan Bundy day. That was when the Mets went apeshit on Dylan Bundy.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, like,
that's right.
I was hoping he was going to come out for one more inning, but then the inning lasted like an hour, so like he wasn't coming back in because the Mets just teed off on him.
But no, I hope he's not as popular as he should be here because I absolutely love him. The guy is really, really good this year. He just keeps getting better and better and better. And these Giants are terrible against righties. I want righties against them because they don't strike out as much against lefties. Almost a 24% K rate in the time frame I'm looking at, which is like 6 weeks. No ISO whatsoever. WRC plus is 65. Way down there, way below the next team. They are terrible. They were terrible in Cincinnati, that like the whole series. They're just terrible. And Zach Wheeler at 9.3, I get a discount from these other guys. I love Zach Wheeler today for sure. And Derek Holland, he's just too expensive for me with not enough upside. I will almost never roster Derek Holland. And if I do, it's probably going to be a home. So I have no bats over there, but do I really want to take bats against them? If I do, it's gonna be righties. I don't want to pick on lefties. Like, I don't know. Like Frazier, Batista, like Batista just had like a 50-point game off the bench the other day. These guys are going off on the regular. So I wouldn't mind playing some of them, but it is a massive park. 74 degrees with the wind blowing in. I probably find better spots. But when Derek Holland gets hit, it's usually hard.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's warm and humid again. We've had so much rain in the Northeast. I think it's going to be humid here for a long time. This has been like the most, as far as rain goes, like it is ridiculous how much it's raining this summer. It really, really is a pain in the ass up here. But because of that, we have a lot of humidity in the Northeast, so the ball's going to carry a little bit more. So it's not going to be too hot, but it's still 74 degrees. It's warm enough, I think. Wheeler, 9.3. The Giants are a team that traditionally don't strike out, but they have been. And we've seen them whenever they go on these road trips, we've seen them kind of get tired-ish and like start striking out more. Like Luis Castillo struck out a bunch of these dudes today. They eventually got a few runs off him, but he had like 9 Ks through 7 innings at one point. Yeah, he was out there balling. So now don't get me wrong, Luis Castillo also has like a 14% swinging strike rate. He's got really, really nasty swing and miss stuff. But you gotta like Wheeler at 9.3, man. You gotta feel like he's somewhat safe. The Giants have been bad.
Wheeler has been a much better pitcher than Castillo.
Oh, without a doubt.
That is for sure.
Without a doubt, absolutely. And what I like about Wheeler is his hard contact rates, man. He's done a really good job of keeping those down. Like his entire career before his injuries, like he had a big time. He was very similar to Luis Castillo. He had like a ton of strikeout upside, but he was really bad to lefties. Give up a lot of hard contact. This year, like, he's still getting the strikeouts. He's not as dominant in the strikeout department as he was, but he was also a walk machine. He's gotten his walks under control for the most part, and he's learned how to like get strikeouts in the right situation, but also he's learned how to pitch without getting his ass kicked, like without giving up hard contact. So I definitely think Wheeler at 9.3 is. I mean, he's probably the best pitcher we've. Yeah, he's the best option we've seen so far by far, right?
Right, he's probably going to be one of my favorite options on the day.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about Wheeler is that I don't think that the Mets really care too much about him. Like, he's not like DeGrom or Thor.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of...
Like, they'll let him go.
Yeah.
And they don't want that bullpen to come out. So, as long as he's going good, they'll just let him go.
Oh, yeah.
He'll go over 100. He'll go 110 pitches if he's going well.
Yeah, his last game, that was the big blowout game. He threw 95 pitches. That was only because... they were up by so much, and he had been sitting on the bench for like 45 minutes while the Mets pounded Dylan Bundy and that Baltimore bullpen. So, like, but you're right. Before that, 104, 108, he's thrown 117, 114. Like, they let this kid go. They let him go out there. They let him throw. He missed a lot of time with injury. He looks healthy. They don't want to fuck up his rhythm. They're just going to let him go out there and pitch. So, That's definitely something you gotta like about Wheeler. So I'm with you, man. I do. Holland, 8-1's just too expensive. I know the Mets are bad against lefties. I do think that a couple of these guys, like Austin Jackson, has been pretty hot. Todd Frazier's back. Like I think some of these guys could help. And I just don't want to pay 8-1 for Derek Holland. I'll never pay 8-1 for Derek Holland unless it's like a 2-game slate. Maybe then you'd have to really, really talk me into that shit. Like Eric Lauer better be on that slate or some shit. I'd rather pitch Eric Lauer, to be honest. But yeah, at the same time, I'm with you. The Mets aren't super attractive offense right now. I mean, they have been hot. It's like one of those teams that nobody wants to touch. They've been going nuts. You and Paulie did good. They were good to you guys that day. The route went off, man. That was Finding Nemo day. And,
I wish I had more, but yeah. I absolutely loved Nemo that day.
Yeah. So the Mets have been good lately, but it's just
and hold on, I got something to say. I didn't love Nemo like I thought he was gonna go for 40 like he did. Like he almost went for 40, right? Like he got like 5-6 hits.
Yeah.
I love Nemo because he was so overpriced.
Yeah.
And nobody was gonna play him.
Yeah.
And it was against Bundy, who gives up massive contact to lefties. And the guy is back. Tell me, what was he dealing with? Some kind of finger injury or hand injury, right?
He was, yes. It was a while ago, but I think it was lingering on him a little bit, though. I think.
Okay, it was. Yeah, because he was bad, and he was bad, and he was bad. I'm like, something's wrong, and now he's back, man. Yeah. The guy was hitting the ball hard.
Yeah.
I love that play to death. That was one of my favorite plays of the entire year, and it just so happened to work.
I'm pretty sure he was off today too. I don't think he hit today, so he's coming off an off day too, nice and rested. But I mean, it's a lefty. We'll see if he even plays. They might not play him actually. They got Austin Jackson now.
I mean, he's better play than Conforto, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. Conforto's super disappointing for Mets fans, absolutely. But yeah, the Mets offense are all right. It's they're cheap. I mean, right? Like they're cheap.
A lot of righties. Like you could take one-offs like Flores, Bautista, Frazier. Like I'm not trying to play a one-off in Austin. Like the only way you play Austin Jackson and Rosario is in a stack. You know, one-off guys that are going to get singles, and I want home runs.
Yes, no, I agree. I think Wheeler's probably the best play from this game overall.
No doubt.
Next up, Jorge Lopez of the Kansas City Royals visiting Hunter Wood of the Tampa Bay Rays. No line or total. Looks like it's one of these teams is late to announce a pitcher, or maybe Vegas is trying to figure out who the relief guy is. That's always a fun game.
I thought it was Birch Smith.
On DraftKings they had Birch Smith, but I'm seeing from labs, and they've been pretty good all year with this. I'm seeing Jorge Lopez.
Yeah, I've seen Lopez on FanGraphs.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're not so good with it.
That's true. They're not so good with it. I'm gonna check the MLB probables page. I'm gonna go right to the source, man. Go straight to MLB.Keezy. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's see if it was Birch,
Jorge Lopez,
maybe. Yeah. I doubt that. Not against Tampa at home. And Hunter Wood is not going to be the guy. I think today is Yarborough Day. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. You never know with these guys.
I know Beeks pitched against Boston.
It's Yarborough Day. Who?
Beeks. No, he already pitched.
He did pitch against Boston?
Yeah. I think it was today he pitched. Today or yesterday, one of these days. But I know he pitched.
I think it's Yarborough today. If it is Yarborough, I could definitely have interest in that because I can attack Kansas City all the time. Yarborough, how much is Yarborough? I gotta find Yarborough. Oh, he's 6'9". Damn it! Come on, DK. You're supposed to keep these guys real cheap. He's okay. I mean, it's nothing special. I hate this park. I hate both of these offenses. If I'm coming to an offense, it is the Rays for sure. G-Man is my man. Love that guy. Bowers, a lot of power like that. Bam is back. I could go there with these guys, but probably not for me either. Yeah. I'll be trying to get a one-off.
Yeah.
G-Man Choi. He's 1% owned at 3.7. He's got power.
You know, it's funny because today I kind of thought that the Tampa Bay guys, I thought they were all underpriced because Chris Sale was supposed to pitch. And so I thought they were priced for Chris Sale. I'm realizing now that that's just their price because none of them moves in price. And they're going up against the Royals, who don't have. I don't think they have one good pitcher on their staff, right? Like so
yeah, they are terrible. Everything, every part of it.
So evidently, that's just what they're priced at. I like this, man. Like if we're in a position where we end up not having any cheap pitchers, I think the Rays. We know that we like to play them at home. They score a lot of runs. Like. Not going to hit a ton of home runs. That's always some downside. But they're going to try to run. They're very aggressive on the bases. They do the small ball stuff well. And they're very cheap. So Kiermaier, Choi, every one of these guys, man. Like I played Perez. He's been good to me. This Brandon Lowe kid hasn't done so hot since being called up at the majors. But he was tearing up the minors when he was down there. I do like this Rays offense, man. Like, you got Jorge Lopez, who was a career bullpen. I mean, not a career bullpen guy, but a bullpen guy. And even in AAA, that's where he was primarily. And the Royals have literally the worst bullpen in the league. Like their bullpen ERA, I say this every show, but I can't get over it. This team plays in one of the best pitching parks in the game, and they have a higher bullpen ERA than the Colorado Rockies, who play in Coors Field. It's just astonishing to me that you could be worse.
I mean, it is 90 degrees most days there. So
it is, but it's a huge.
It plays
park.
Smaller, but you're right. I mean, they're bad.
They're bad.
No matter how bad Lopez is. The bullpen is as bad or worse.
Yes. So I do like these Rays. Every one of them, man. I honestly like all of them. I've played every one of these guys recently, except for Pham because he was hurt. But
it's hilarious to me that Malik Smith is the most expensive by a lot.
Yeah, I know.
I always think that's funny. Like you got Pham there, you got Bauer. Like Bowers is going to be good. Like that guy's good.
He got big power. He does.
I mean, nobody respects G-Man like me.
Yeah.
G-Man is my dude. Love that guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. He's been good to us lately, man. He's been good to us, real good to us lately. They're all cheap. I do like the Rays offense on the cheaps. Not crazy about Kansas City, and I'd rather not try to play that game. If we get firm confirmation of who the second guy is, maybe I'll take a look. But they've burned me too many times with just giving the beat writer fake news shit. Like I don't know. Playing that damn chess game.
I just looked at his price. The price is not attractive to me because I don't know if he's going to come in or not.
Man, you know what? Fuck him.
Even if they say it, because
you just don't know.
I was pissed about my zero.
Oh, yes, that was an effed up day. It was. Corey Kluber of the Cleveland Indians visiting Rick Porcello of your Boston Red Sox. Total in this game currently 8.5. Boston minus 105 at home. 67 degrees, 83% humidity. So it's humid, but it's actually kind of chilly up there in Boston. Playoff preview potentially. Anyway. Seems like a pretty good series. What do you think?
Yeah, the wind's blowing in a little bit too. What I think is there's one and only reason to play either one of these pitchers, and that is for ownership. Outside of that, you do not play them. I do not like either pitcher. I don't think either one of them is good plays. Rick Porcello, just no. Hell no. Corey Kluber is a big no for me as well. The only way I play them is because I want ownership leverage on the field, and it would probably be Kluber, but I have not been playing Kluber this year. He is not nowhere near the pitcher he was last year. I don't like anything. I don't know how much bats I want. Like you said, it's kind of cool. Wind's blowing in a little bit. If I was playing bats here, I would lean to Cleveland, even though they are on the road, just because I know that Rick Porcello can get absolutely blasted, while Corey Kluber is still much more talented. While he's not as good as he was arguably the best pitcher in baseball last year. He's still good. He's just not as good as he was. He's much better than Rick Porcello any day. I just will stay away. This game should be low owned. The pitchers are going to be super low owned. And these bats should be low owned. Everything about this game should be low owned.
Yeah, it's very similar to what the Yankees in Cleveland, right? Like everything was low owned. The pitchers were low owned. The bats were low owned. Same exact.
I mean,
situation.
it's a perfect tournament scenario because both these offenses could go absolutely ham, and both these pitchers could put up 30s.
Right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Yeah. Oh, I would lean. I think. I mean, I would lean towards the bats on both ends. It's going to be a competitive series, right? It's a good hitting park. I think Rick Porcello has been so inconsistent, man. Like, one of the things that I always liked about Porcello was that he was consistent. He would never get you like a 40, but he was going to get you like the 18 to 20 every time, right? And like that's been the complete opposite case. He'll go out there and give you a 41 one day. He'll give you a -15 the next. Like, he has been all over the place. And I know the Indians are on the road, but this is a lot of lefties. And over Porcello's career, left-handed hard contact has always kind of been his issue. Small park. I mean, yeah, I mean, you get the Indians low-owned in this ballpark, and like you got to think both these teams are going to step it up. Like we saw the Cleveland Yankees series was a really good series. This is going to be the same thing. Like, these guys are going to step it up. They know that they're two of the best teams in the East, and they're about to square off, and playoffs are right around the corner. So I think the offenses will go low-owned, and I think in tournaments it makes a lot of sense. I can't pay $11K for Corey Kluber against the Red Sox. I can't do that. It's just Corey Kluber. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but the strikeout upside has like almost vanished this year, and on top of that, Boston don't really strike out. So I think the bats, man, I really do. I think the bats on both sides could be the way to go. Anytime you can get the Red Sox, Indians, sure, but anytime you can get the Red Sox at home, in all seriousness, at low ownership, like you're setting yourself up for a pretty good day. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys when they go.
I mean,
off,
even if you lose,
right?
Like I lost with a 5% owned Red Sox stack. I mean, you'll take that.
Yeah.
You move on to the next day. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Like, for tournaments, you were thinking the right way. Like in tournaments, exactly. you were thinking the right way. Yeah. Yeah.
If I get a team that has mega upside, like we got. Just look at the lineup, the top five, and if Ian Kinsler, I don't know how he's been since coming back, but man, before we went on the DL, he was finally woke up.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side too, there's just massive upside. If you're gonna get a stack 5 to 10% owned, that's probably the best two offenses on this slate. Like I haven't looked at every offense, but I would think that these two offenses are probably the best two on the slate.
Yeah.
And they are.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Dodgers are there. Oh, Milwaukee's there too.
They're the best two on the AL. We'll say that.
Okay, I'll take that. I like in this projected lineup. I like 3, 5, 6, 7 for Cleveland. All lefties right there. Because I don't want to play Lindor because he's cold. He's gonna come out of it sooner or later. And Brantley is a guy I just never play much.
Agreed. I'm not a Brantley guy. But yeah, both bats definitely seem interesting. A low ownership with massive upside for sure. Oh, Shiggity. Lucas Giolito of the Chicago White Sox visiting Steven Gonsalves. Really don't know how to say them. Prospect from Minnesota Twins. Total here looks like it's about 9.5. 71 degrees, 75% humidity. 32% chance of precipitation. The young kid is a big favorite, -159 here at home. What can you tell us about this kid?
Well, what I can say is please keep the rain away, because you already know what time it is. It's Lucas Giolito day. I get Lucas Giolito at 4-7. I'm gonna pitch Lucas Giolito every single day for the rest of this year, unless his changeup goes back to what it was. I'm telling you. Just look at the results. The guy, he's had bad games against very good teams. He's dominated bad teams. I put the Minnesota Twins in the bad team category. I don't care. I mean, and I've been playing like the first baseman from the Yankees. He's been hitting home runs for me. The catcher, he's been hitting home runs for me. Like they're good to me. But yeah, it's Lucas Giolito day for me at 4-7. Give me that all day, every day. Any day. If it doesn't work, I'll wait 5 days and I'm going to do it again. Just leave his price at 4-7. Keep him at 4-7. Just keep doing that for me, because I'm going to be all over it every single time. I don't give a shit. I love Lucas Giolito today. I'll be all over that. And this kid over here, he's supposed to be a big-time prospect. He is not getting a K per inning in AAA, which it doesn't bode well for the majors, even though the White Sox can strike out with the best of them. They also have tremendous power all up and down this thing. I think that you can pitch him if he's low owned. If he's going to be popular, you come over here and you take a leverage stack against him, because at the end of the day, This is his very first MLB start, and we all know that no matter how good you are, you can come out in your first MLB start and get rocked. And good God, look at the power. Just listen to the bats. Abreu, Garcia, Davidson, oh, no, never mind. Don't play Moncada against a lefty. Tim Anderson, who hit me on a home run today. There's massive power all up and down this lineup. Y'all mute.
Damn it. If you can get this kid low owned, like you were saying, then it's worth a shot, right? The White Sox have been like first in the league in strikeouts against lefties all season. But if you get the idea this guy's going to be chalk, there's just too many like warning signs of this kid like first start going wrong. Obviously, so number one, like in Double A, he had a lot of K upside. That was Double A. The K upside did not carry over when he got up to Triple A. That's where it dropped. He went from 11 K per nine to 8.5 K per nine. On top of that, he went from 51% ground balls to 39% ground balls. So like some of his stuff is not really translating to the next level. You know what I'm saying? He had a 1.77 ERA and a 3.34 xFIP in Double A. Now we're talking about 4 starts, so I don't want to judge him too hard. When he got to Triple A, he had a 2.96 ERA, which is great, which is phenomenal. But his xFIP was 4.42. His BABIP was in the 230s, which indicates maybe he may have been strolling by a little luckily. And on top of that, his walk rate has been pretty high throughout both. His walk rate is almost 5 in AAA. Like that could, you're a rookie pitcher, you come to the big leagues and you start walking dudes. I mean, you know, especially if you don't have that super nice like K stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you start throwing meatballs because you walk too many guys. Now you have to throw Avisel Garcia, pitch right down the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, he's a little hurt right now, but don't do it to Matt Davidson. You do it to Matt Davidson, he's going to go 450 feet.
Exactly. So, again, like, from a DFS game theory perspective, you can get this kid low owned. The upside is there. Like, he's just under a K per inning, and the White Sox do strike out a ton. But if we start hearing that this is going to be the chalk of the day, I think in tournaments, you can definitely at least pick a few of these guys, like a Matt Davidson, or Jose Abreu, some of these guys, because
Tim Anderson is on fire.
Yes. There are warning signs with this kid. Like this isn't like that Chicago White Sox kid that's getting called up that throws 105, and I was like, this guy doesn't like this is not the same kind of guy. Like you can see, I mean, I think he's decent, but you can see there's warning signs in his numbers.
Yeah, I mean, for me, even if he's not the chalk, I still would prefer the stack against him. But I do think you could pitch him like. If he's low owned, I could pitch him. Right. But also, I prefer the stack because these are professional hitters. The only one that you could say that could be in the minors is Engel. Like the rest of these guys, they're major league hitters. Yeah. Like all of them. 1 through 8, while they strike out a lot, they're all major league hitters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Absolutely. So that's a big jump. Like he dropped from Double A to Triple A. This jump is bigger. Yeah. From AAA to here, even though it's the White Sox, it's still a bigger jump.
Yes, agreed. And I'm with you, man. I'm no interest in the Twins. I know they're implied for 5.4 runs. That's great. They've been playing well. I get it, but
I know you're with me because I keep talking about Giolito, and you watch him, and you're like, "Damn, I think Cash is right."
Oh no! I knew you were right about him. Man. The changeup speaks for itself. But so there's no question. I never doubted it. The changeup speaks for itself. There's no question. And like the changeup always works better against the opposite hand. So if the Twins go out there and get all left-handed, it's better for them. It's going to be a ton of left. You know what I mean? Exactly. It works out better for them because if your best pitch is a changeup, that tailing down and away effect is always going to be more effective than coming in. So yeah, Giolito at 4.7 definitely should be a nice little tournament play. I highly doubt too many people go there. I think a lot of people end up being on the Twins, to be honest, with a 5.4 run total. Because if you think about it, like you got Boston and Cleveland on the slate, but they're kind of neutralized because you know what I mean. Like I think the Twins are going to be pretty chalky. I really do.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'll take my 20+ point DK outing for 4.7 day of the week at low ownership.
Definitely. Homer Bailey, another test for you, Cash. Homer Bailey, the Cincinnati Reds, visiting Chase Anderson of Milwaukee Brewers. Total in this game currently about, what's that, 8.5, 9? Double check. I got the shit right here. 9. There you go. 72 degrees, 85%. It don't matter. It's supposed to rain, so they're going to close the roof. Brewers minus 200 at home. What are you doing with Homer Bailey?
Like, when they close the roof, the ball flies off the bat much better. I think most people don't believe that or know that, but the ball flies off the bat much better when this roof is closed. I can't do it. I wanted to come right back, but he has another terrible matchup. Like, there was no way I was going to pitch him against Cleveland except in the donkey. There's no way I'm going to pitch him against the Brewers except in the donkey. I can't do it. The Brewers they've been struggling. I still can't do it. Can't do it. No way. Give me Giolito for 400 more anytime. Chase Anderson. Like, I kind of liked him recently at home when I shouldn't. Like, the guy gives up. Chase Anderson is a no for me. I'm not going to pitch him. I like Scooter. I don't really like much. Scooter and Suarez are Tucker. It's Barnhart. They're okay. But give me the Brewers, man. Moustakas all day. Yelich for sure. I could take Kane. Braun is a no for me. Shaw maybe. Thames I hate with a passion, but he would be in play if he plays.
Yeah, I think the Brewers are going to become one of those dominant home teams, like one of those like severe home road splits. Because like they played really well at home. As soon as they hit the road, they started struggling. Like against the Braves, they had a couple big offensive games, but they're going to be a team that they have so much power that you're going to want to take them in small parks. You know, and this is obviously a very small park. So I think them coming home is a good thing against Homer Bailey. Bad bullpen behind him. They should definitely be closing the roof because of the rain. So I'm with you. I think the Brewers are a great stack. They will be popular against Homer Bailey. There's some merit to, like, maybe they start off slow. They did travel, first game back from a little road trip. We've seen teams kind of struggle there. But, I mean, how do you not like Yelich, Moustakas, Shaw? If Aguilar plays him, but he probably won't because they've been playing Braun every day. But Eric Thames, I know, if he does play. I mean, how do you not like these guys against Homer Bailey?
All of them. I like all of them except
everyone.
Braun.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think Braun's a bad play either.
He's just the least. He's just your least favorite. He's kind of old news. I prefer Aguilar in there. Put it that way. When I see him in there, all I think is I prefer Aguilar in there. Like, why is this guy playing?
Please,
Aguilar?
Oh my God, prefer him over almost everybody except this guy on the other side, Suarez. Suarez is one of my favorite players in baseball.
Brewers definitely will play. As far as Anderson, I know the Reds are bad, but I just can't do it. They finally erupted today. Small ballpark. They know this guy. At least some of these guys do. Anderson's always got reverse splits. Suarez, definitely a sneaky option at third. Nobody's going to play him. He's cheap, 4.6. And you know who's been pretty hot? Peraza has actually been kind of hot lately.
No. He's been in some moments, but I like that they moved Billy Hamilton back to the top.
Yes.
Like, I like the first two guys because they can cause havoc if either one of them get on base.
Yeah, they should have never done that. I understand that, I understand that he was struggling, but to bury him like that?
I know, but still,
he's got no purpose to bury him like that.
He's such a threat, and a pitcher is scared.
Yeah,
when he's leading off the game.
Yeah,
let him on.
Oh yeah, you're thinking in your head.
Because if you let him on, it's almost a guaranteed
stolen
run.
Base. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, and a run. I mean, because he's going to get to third, and all you need is a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Reds could be kind of sneaky. But the Brewers definitely, they won't be sneaky. They'll be pretty popular, I would imagine. Especially, think about this, like the three best offenses on the slate. Well, I guess there's four really good ones, technically. But the three best offenses on the slate, I think, are Cleveland, Boston, and the Dodgers. According to public perception, at least, right? The Dodgers are facing a lefty, and then Boston and Cleveland are facing each other with decent pitchers on the mound. So I think that teams like the Twins, the Astros, the Brewers, I think these are the teams that are going to get the ownership. Even the Rangers, they're on the road. They're in Oakland, where everybody kind of stops playing them. So I think the Brewers will have a lot of popularity against Homer Bailey for sure. Next up, Bartolo Colon of the Texas Rangers visiting Mike Fiers of the Oakland Athletics. Total in this game, currently not listed. Looks like they were late to get the pitchers out. No line either. 59 degrees, 85% humidity. Another great day for pitching out in Oakland. I think, didn't Mike Fiers, dominate these guys recently? Am I wrong about that? No. You know who was Zimmerman? Zimmerman was the one. That was one of those Tiger pitchers.
Cologne got scratched the other day?
Today. He was supposed to pitch today, and they scratched him. Or no, was he yesterday?
I don't know.
He was supposed to pitch. DraftKings
recent.
had him in there, and then all of a sudden they switched it, and it was Gallardo. I think it was today. I think Cologne was supposed to pitch today, and they threw Gallardo instead.
And yeah, he did it on my birthday. He dominated Texas.
He did do it.
That was before the trade, correct?
Yeah. He was on the Tigers.
So he was in Detroit.
Yeah.
He was at home in Detroit when he did it.
7-7. Cash's birthday.
Crush Davis just hit 2 home runs today. Crush Davis is playing Bartolo Colon today. I think I like Crush Davis. I do not like to take lefties against Bartolo Colon, though. Like, his numbers are better against lefties. Righties? Oh, Crush Davis. Just love Crush Davis. Love Chapman. Lowry. Just any one of these. Piscotty. Just all these guys. That's Bartolo Colon, man. That's a normal thing. Oh my God, it's 59 degrees here. Oakland, like, come on. Get what the hell? It's so cold here every day. So annoying. Oh, I wish I could live in 59-degree weather. Oh my God. My weather is freaking 3 times higher than this. I live right next door to the Devil's Nut.
The Gooch.
I hate my weather. 59 degrees, man. Please give me 59 degrees. I would die for 59 degrees. Mike Fiers is interesting. I love, like, Texas is the worst park shift any team on the slate. There's no doubt about it because this is the second worst park in baseball. They play in the best park in baseball. So, terrible park shift for them. It's super cold. Like, these guys are going to need winter jackets. Mm-hmm. Going from 110 to 59 degrees. They're going to be playing in winter jackets out there. I think Mike Fiers is an interesting option if nobody wants to play him. Still a lot of lefties, though.
I completely agree, man. It's a great ballpark for pitching. He's only 8-2, and even though he's had a couple good games, he dominated the Dodgers, played well against the Rangers earlier this season. I don't think a ton of people are going to go there. I mean, you got Chris Archer at 7-8. There's so many guys in his range that I think people may rather pitch. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be speaking like public nonsense, but I just don't think people love to pick on the Rangers. Like, even though they strike out a ton, especially when they're away from Texas, I just feel like people don't typically like to take pitchers against them. So I think this could be an interesting spot for Fiers. You make a lot of good points. Like, think about, you're right, man. Going from like almost 100 degrees every day to going to 59, like, you gotta be freezing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's almost half the temperature of what they're normally.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I think Fiers is in a pretty interesting spot. With that said, with all this talk of the cold weather, I do think the A's could be a sneaky offense. I mean, maybe they're popular against Bartolo, but I think that more people are going to choose to go to, like, the Brewers, maybe even the Twins, because they've been hot, and they're both implied for so many runs. We'll see what Oakland opens up at tomorrow, but I can't see this total being all that high. So, Oakland, they're used to playing in this weather. They got a lot of power. Bartolo is still, unfortunately, not a good pitcher. Still a bad bullpen behind him. Maybe Oakland could get it going. I have a little thing for Oakland. They won me a lot of money this year, so I have a tendency to lean towards Oakland when I think there's an opportunity. So I think they could be able to play, right?
But yeah, like Matt Chapman, Crush Davis, and Matt Olson.
Yeah,
those guys have enough power to hit it out wherever,
right?
No matter what degrees it is. Like, there's just so much power there that nothing can stop the ball from going out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
No temperature, no wall, no nothing.
And they've been hot.
If they get a hold of it against Bartolo Colon, it's gone.
Absolutely. And Chapman, his last couple games, he's cooled off a little bit, but like he was really hot. He went on a really good hot streak. And the A's, they're competing, man. They're going back and forth with the Astros. They're right there.
They want to make the playoffs.
Yes, they do.
And that's another thing to look at, like teams that are playing for something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're going to play harder.
Oh, yeah. They're going to put some pep in their step. Austin Gomber of the St. Louis Cardinals, the lefty, visiting Alex Wood of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Total in this game, currently 8. The Dodgers minus 160 at home. 79 degrees, 55% humidity in L.A. L.A., big city of dreams. Lefty against the Dodgers again. They did beat up LeBlanc. They beat the shit out of LeBlanc.
They sure did. Oh my god! I said on the show that day, I was like, "It's a lefty, so I like him." But sooner or later, it's gonna come. It just happened to be that day. Like it's gonna come against a lefty sooner or later, and it happened.
We had been talking about that moment for so long. We're like, dude, everybody in the world is throwing a lefty at them. Like, I don't care how bad you are against a lefty. If you see 20 lefties in a row,
lineup, man,
eventually you're gonna hit one of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it happened against LeBlanc. He was the victim of circumstance. What do you think about Gomber? They went hot after that too. They put up like 12 runs today in Seattle. They put up like 12 runs. They finally got a righty in there and they tattooed him. And then like even the game before that, Turner's been a freak, man. Turner has been red hot. He's been the one back. Dodger that's hitting lefties, hitting righties. Like he's hitting anybody. It does. This guy is eating right now. And Gomber,
he's healthy. He's healthy.
What are your thoughts on Gomber?
I don't know. I mean, he is interesting just because he is a lefty, but I think he's pretty good. Like I don't think he's bad at all. If I remember correctly, he was a way more of a fly ball pitcher in the minors than he is like now. Like, where you at, dude? There you are. I don't know. Like, it's interesting. He's, like, pretty much level so far. I mean, it's not much innings. But it's exactly the same. 37.3, 37.3 ground ball to fly ball. I don't know. It's tough for me to... I would say no. Just because I think the Dodgers are finally waking up. They're coming back. They're coming back home. Weren't they in Seattle, right?
Yeah, they were in Seattle.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They're coming back home. Like, I would probably say no, but I do think he does have upside if they do suck. And I like both offenses here. I really like the Cardinals against a lefty. They're mashing against lefties right now. Like, it's just good. They are the WRC plus over the last 6 weeks. They don't strike out at all, man. It's 15.8% K percentage to lefties. These guys are hot. I think Alex Wood is overrated. So I like both offenses in this game, and they should be pretty low owned, I would think.
Yeah, I think Gomber is going to get a good amount of attention. I think that it's very.
You do think so?
I think so, man.
I would much rather stack. I would much rather do the stack.
I think that it's publicized that the Dodgers suck against lefties. Like, if you don't know by now, then you just haven't been paying attention because they face so many lefties.
Oh man, we've been doing it.
Oh no, of course. But like, even people who just tuned in, if you just started watching baseball for the first time in your life, like 2 weeks ago, you're already gonna know the Dodgers suck against lefties. Like, you've seen it night in, night. You probably think they suck in general, but maybe this weekend changed your mind when they had a couple righties in there. But Gomber gives up a lot of hard contact, man. I don't think Gomber's terrible. I think he's a decent pitcher, but he's creating a little bubble for himself, right? Like, his BABIP's, I'm pretty sure his BABIP is somewhere in the 200s. I'm not positive on that, but it might not have been him. But
yeah, it's 257.
There you go. So his BABIP is a little low. His hard contact rates to righties are actually pretty high. His hard contact rate on the season is like 39%. So he does get hit hard. And again, like, the Dodgers saw so many lefties. Like, we did see that they're still the Dodgers. They're still good. They had no, as soon as they got a righty, it was no problem. 12 runs, boom. You know, in the game before that, they had like 4 home runs. Like, these guys are, you know, I don't think
that's a big walk rate too.
Yeah, right. So
I mean, you always want that when you want to stack.
Right. So things could go wrong. I don't know. Like, I think Justin Turner, I'll play him regardless. I like him as a one-off. I like him in a stack. I'm fine with him. The rest of the guys, they're probably better offensive spots I like, but I don't think I want to pitch Gomber. And you're right, I don't want to pitch Alex Wood against the Cardinals right now. There's just not enough K upside. The Cardinals don't strike out enough. Even if I thought that they wouldn't be able to hit Wood, I still wouldn't want to take Wood. He doesn't have enough K stuff.
You don't go deep enough.
Right. So, yeah,
about injury.
I think the Cardinals are fine. I would like to see Jose Martinez out and Tyler O'Neill in, to be honest, against the lefty. I just don't like Jose Martinez against a lefty. He just bothers me against lefty. His numbers are just so drastic. It's
weird too, because last year he was good against lefties, and I don't know.
It's like the Justin Upton, all these guys that's so good against lefties, and all of a sudden they can't hit him one year. It's crazy. But yeah, I think that both bats will be lower owned, and I think that they are in play. At the same time, if you said fuck you, I'm playing a lefty against the Dodgers, I'm not gonna talk you out of it. I mean, I get it. So you know what I mean? Like, I totally get it.
What would be your favorite bet on each side?
Justin Turner for sure, and then probably Harrison the Master Bader, baby, on the Cardinals. I love
what?
That
You like him over Jed Jerko?
I do, man. The Master Bader is sick, man. They do this so good. He's good. He's good as a beast. I like
man, you know what?
Greg Open my second.
My favorite
option.
bet is Matt Carpenter, man. I get Matt Carpenter at 4-5.
Yeah.
Dude is mashing lefties this year.
Yeah, no,
just mashing them. I'll take that at 4-5.
Yeah.
He's cheaper than Master Bader, bro. Give me Matt Carpenter.
The DK algorithm knows all, man. I'm telling you. There's a reason. There's a reason he's up there.
What about on the other? Oh yeah, you said Justin Turner.
Yeah, Justin Turner, definitely not even close. His price didn't even come up. That guy's been so hot. Like, dude's been good. Last game here. Garrett Cole of the Houston Astros visiting Felix Hernandez. Dude, Seattle's got to feel like shit. They sent him to the bullpen, and then they ran out of pitchers. They were like, all right, I know we had sent you to the bullpen, but we kind of need you to start this game. You know, you know what I mean? Like, who got hurt that he came in for? I forgot who it was. It was somebody like Paxton. Did Paxton get hurt, and then he came in for Paxton?
Yeah, Paxton did get hurt.
Somebody got hurt like the first inning, and then
DL.
Felix came in immediately. It was hilarious. But 82 degrees, 36% humidity. Obviously, Garrett Cole minus 170 favorite. What do you got here?
This is going to be interesting because Seattle was really sucking, and they came into Houston and played pretty well. They got to Cole. Like, Cole put up a 14 that day at a cheaper price. Like, this is his highest price in a long time. This is his highest price since he played Oakland. No, he was cheaper then. Good God, this is his highest price since he played Kansas City in June. The only way I pitch Cole is if I think he's going to be super low owned because nobody wants to pay up there, which that might be the case because that happens way more than it should. But I don't like it. Like, these guys suck recently for the most part, but still, a K percentage under 20. I think that Garrett Cole is pretty safe, but I don't even know if I would want to spend all that money in cash with as much as I love Giolito and Wheeler. Just give me the massive savings. I get 4 G's to save on Wheeler. I'll just do that every time and just hope Cole sucks. But Garrett Cole's the best pitcher on this slate, hands down, no doubt about it. The guy has been so good. 82 degrees, that's not bad. Felix Hernandez, I would only think about pitching him at home, and I probably wouldn't pitch him today. But 6K, that's not terrible.
Man, Houston's been hot, man. They've been waking up.
Finally.
They've been finally waking up. We've been waiting for this all year. Altuve may be back. He's got the little Q tag. Might have Altuve back in the mix. They'll be fully healthy at that point. Houston is definitely intriguing. And they're cheap. Carlos Correa's only 4.3. Springer's only 4.5. If Altuve does come back, he's only 4.5.
4.5.
Dude,
oh wow.
Bregman is 4.7.
Popular.
They could. But
they're cheap as hell.
They are. It is the late game. Felix Hernandez has been horrible. He's been absolutely horrible. Like he's been such a franchise player for them for so long. It killed them to take him out of the starting lineup. But he's been that bad. He's been so bad.
He sucks.
He is. He's terrible. I mean, obviously, he's pitching with a little bit of a chip in his shoulder, trying to prove that he should have gone to the bullpen. But he's faced Houston twice already. That was last year. I'm sorry. Last year, he faced Houston twice. He actually didn't have bad outings, but he gave up 2 home runs in each game. The Astros are very cheap. I mean, it's hard not to have some interest. I am a little worried that they do gain some ownership, but we do see that East Coast bias. A lot of people just won't play the late game. So it is possible that you get these guys at a little lower ownership. Potentially. I mean, I still think that the Brewers, the Twins, I still think those kind of teams are going to soak up majority of the ownership because they're implied for so many runs, and they're going up against Giolito and Bailey. So I think that they'll be the more popular stacks on the slate. So maybe, I mean, if Houston was like the 3rd or 4th highest stack on the slate, would you be upset at that at those prices?
Hell no.
Exactly. And Garrett Cole, I agree. I don't think Cole will be that popular. I mean, he was popular against the Rockies, and he put up a 30, did pretty well. But he just played Seattle at home, and he was only like 16% that day, and he only got a 14. So the people who did play him were probably pissed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a totally different matchup though. Like Colorado sucks so bad on the road, strike out a ton.
Yeah,
these guys don't strike out at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played these guys.
Novak.
He played these guys before the Colorado game at home in Houston, and he got a 14. Yeah. So the people that did play him that day, they were pissed.
They're not going to play him.
Yeah, they're not going to play him. So he could be, he's definitely the safest pitcher on the slate, right? Like, I would say.
Yeah, but like. See, if I'm playing cash today, I'm going to take the savings on Wheeler.
Yeah.
In a better matchup, in my opinion.
Right.
Also a great park.
Yeah.
I get 4,000 savings.
Yeah.
Like, I think Wheeler's going to become chalk, which sucks because I love him.
Yeah, it's true. He very well may. So Cole definitely in play. If I'll say this, the reason I think Cole is an option is because you can secure yourself the floor while also giving yourself the window of an upside if he does happen to go out there and ball, which I really don't think he's going to do that great. But there are actually some cheap stacks that are interesting, like the Rays we talked about. Who else did we talk about? I think we talked even Houston. We're talking about the Dodgers and Cardinals are both cheap. Like, I mean, the A's are cheap. Like, there's a lot of cheaper stacks, so it won't be that hard to fit him in, especially if you're rolling with your boy Giolito at 4-7.
Oh, I'm rolling.
Rolling.
Better believe that.
Rolling. Interestingly enough, that's going to do it for the game-by-game breakdown. At this point, I'm going to remind everybody, if you haven't already, check us out at wisestake.com. Get your ass over there and check us out, man. We got all kinds of content, all kinds of sports. We've got day passes. We've got month passes. We got all kinds of good shit. If you get a day pass, you'll get access to our content, which is our articles. GPP article tomorrow, written by CashinDFS. Cash game article written by Johnny the Freak. You get the Cammy Boys, the Boy Geniuses cheat sheets. You get the Y stream at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, hour and a half before lock. Stream similar to this after everybody's done their research, kind of break it down more in depth, go over who they're actually playing. And we got the strategy session tomorrow too. It should be like 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock. Look on Twitter at @wise_take for the announcement on that. We'll do a strategy session tomorrow, but it'll be a little early. It's when we actually share our screens, do the research together. So come check us out. We're a community, man. If you really want to be a full member, if you want the content, that's fine. Get a day pass, whatever it is. If you really want to be part of the community, you got to get a monthly pass. Get your access into the Slack chat. The Slack chat is where it is at. We have channels for all these different sports. Our guys all talk, man. We have a lot of fun in there, For the most part, it's DFS stuff. Once in a while, like after hours, you never know what you might get. You never know what you might get. Some Amish talk. Like one morning, I woke up to like quite the conversation. I could not. I was just sitting here like, wow. What am I in the wrong chat? What are these guys talking about? It was entertaining though. It was entertaining, but you never know what conversation you might run into. After hours, shit goes down. So
take the cue to the face. He took the cue to the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good night.
That was a good night. It was. For many reasons. Anyway, guys, go check us out at wisestake.com. We have a lot of fun. We win money. We do all that good shit. Content, community, everything. DFS with us. All right, Cash. Top 3 time, bro. Who are your top 3 pitchers tomorrow? I already know who your number 1 option is, though. But you can say it, though. But I know who it is, though.
Oh, man. That was great. Lucas Giolito is number 1 for sure.
Yes.
Love him. I love the price. Oh, man. Please give me him at 5%. Zach Wheeler, number 2. Mike Fiers, number 3.
I like it, man. I like it. I will go with... I'm going to go with the same 2, Wheeler and Giolito. I like their tiers. And then I'm going to go... man. Yeah, I guess there's nobody else. All right. Mike Fiers it is. There's really nobody else.
I thought you were going to say Estrada.
No.
Estrada's number 4.
No, I wasn't going to say Estrada. I was going to say Garrett Cole. I was going to say, do I lock in the security with Garrett Cole? And then I'm like, but Mike Fiers is 8-2, and it's going to be freezing over there in a huge ballpark. He's pitched well. It was just too many things. 8-2, 13-3. 8-2, 13-3. It was just... I couldn't help myself. But, I think Estrada's obviously in play also. Top 3 stacks, Cash. What do you think?
Milwaukee Brewers. Man, I don't love this for stacks. I will say Oakland A's, and I will say Chicago White Sox.
I like it. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. I do like Milwaukee and the Twins, but I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to go with, or actually not the Twins. I meant to say I like Milwaukee. I actually do like Giolito. So I do like Milwaukee, but I'm not going to include them in the top three. I like the Tampa Bay Rays. I like the Houston Astros, and I like the Oakland A's against Bartolo. That's what I'm going to roll with.
Houston Astros are probably the optimal stack.
Probably.
Too cheap.
Too cheap. Like in cash games, it seems like you should probably get some of that, right? Like, right?
Definitely.
They're just so cheap. That's what it feels like. We don't have Coors. We don't have Arlington. We don't have any of those crazy parks. The best parks on the slate were Milwaukee. I guess Toronto would be the next best one. So not like a ton of great hitting parks. And that was good. Oh, watch.
Minnesota is probably the third best hitting.
It is.
Minnesota is the third best hitting park on the slate.
Yeah.
No, my bad.
Oh, Boston.
Fenway,
Boston. We see again. They're going to be that game is going to be solo owned. Like
everybody's going to overpass that
shit. Like we exit out from our head. Like it's just like, you know what I mean? We talked about it and we still exit out from our head. Don watch. Who's hitting the home run tomorrow?
Crush Davis.
I like that. I'm going to lock in Justin Turner. It's been too hot.
Man, there's got to be a better one than that.
That doesn't sound good.
Mike Moustakas.
Moosington. I will go with give me Chi-Man Choi. Go with your boy.
Oh,
go with your boy.
Tim Anderson. He's gonna go back-to-back dongs.
Back-to-back
in the leadoff hole.
Back-to-back Donaldsons. I like it. I will wrap this up with don't want to go with that. I'll go with Matt Chapman. Take a couple third basemen. I think it's going to be a good day for third base. There's some Matt Chapman action. Some low ownership. And that is going to do it for the Wise Take DFS podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are watching on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share. Sports White Take Nation. If you're watching us on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. And if you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. All these things really help us out. We appreciate y'all listening. If y'all appreciate us back, show us a little bit of love. Keep doing these shows for free for you guys as much as we can. We have a lot of fun doing it. So we want to keep going. We want to keep this thing rolling, but we got to feel the love to do it. So subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. Support the nation. Cash, anything in closing before we get up out of here?
Yeah. Tomorrow, do not forget to make a Cleveland stack and a Red Sox stack in a donkey tournament for low dollars. Don't forget that.
Don't forget it.
Please do that.
Set it and forget it. $1.50.
Yeah, it's probably lighting the money on fire, but hey,
yeah.
If you're not lighting on fire, you might win a bunch of G's.
Bunch of G's. Zeros. You're talking about comma clubs. Some kind of comma.
Exactly.
I like it. For CashinDFS, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.